I have finally hit a breaking point with my old miter saw station. It is super inefficient and it takes up way too much space. I'm gonna be rebuilding the entire thing, but I've only got 2 days to get this build done because I've promised my buddy my entire workshop for the week. He took a week off of work so he can build his wife a new dining room table for Valentine's Day, so I have to get this done. The clock starts now, let's get to building. So this new design is gonna make way better use of this space. We're gonna have 5 equal cabinet sections. On the right side of the miter saw, we're gonna have just straight drawers for that section. Then our miter saw with a set of doors underneath that. And then next to that on the left, we're gonna have 3 more sections of doors and then drawers on top of those. Because I still wanna utilize this miter saw and workbench for this build, that way I'm not on the ground putting everything together. We're gonna leave it in place, build the new one on the other side of the shop, and then we'll rip this one out and replace it with the new one. So I'm gonna start by getting all of the pieces for the carcass of the base cabinet cut on the table saw, get all that plywood cut, stacked up, organized. Then we're gonna get those carcass pieces assembled, and then we're gonna move on to the face frame. Our face frame is gonna be made out of maple. It's gonna look really nice, and it's gonna match the other workbench that we built a couple months back. All right, now we are moving. So I've got all of the pieces cut for the carcass of the base cabinets and the uppers as well. If you haven't noticed, I'm using 1/2-inch birch plywood for this. Typically with your kitchen cabinets, you would use like a 3/4 inch plywood. For 1, this is shop furniture. 2, I wanted to save a little bit of money. And 3, most importantly, I wanted to save my back. I didn't feel like lugging around 3/4 inch sheets of plywood all day in the shop. So that part took us around an hour and 5 minutes. So I almost forgot a super crucial step before actually assembling the cabinet carcasses together. I need to cut out a hole on all of the sidewalls of the cabinets for our dust collection line to run. I've got a 4-inch dust collection line that runs from the dust collector along the back wall all the way to the miter saw. So I'm going to get this cut out. I had a hole saw blade that I was gonna use, but it is exactly 4 inches, which is the same size as the line. It would have been a pain in the butt to try to feed that through. So as a tracer, I'm gonna use BOSSDOG's 1-gallon bottle. It's perfect. It's about 2 inches bigger than the actual dust collection line itself, so it's gonna work great. It's gonna give us a little extra space, and after we get this cut out on all of these sidewalls, then we'll get it assembled and be able to put it in place. So keeping in mind that this is shop furniture, I'm gonna be saving some time just by brad nailing these into place and then adding some screws and some glue after. It's gonna be plenty strong, and you're not gonna really see any of these screws. You will see the ones on the very end of the cabinets, but I'll probably have some equipment or tools lined up over there, so they'll really probably never be seen. We've got 5 more to go on the base cabinet, a few up top. We are making good time. We might actually get this done in time. All right, looking sweet. So we've got the cabinet carcasses done, base cabinet here, got our 2 uppers over there. Time to move on to the face frame. So these are gonna be maple. I've already double checked on my measurements, so this part should fly by pretty fast. I'm going to head over to the miter saw, get all of the pieces cut to length, then throw them over here on the table saw, rip them down to the correct width, use some pocket holes to assemble. Then I think that's gonna be a good stopping point for the day. Let that glue set, get it nice and sanded down, and then tomorrow will be a good starting point to rip the old one out, get all the stuff off the walls, get the new miter saw put in place, and get all the doors and drawers and all the pretty parts done on the second day. We've got plenty of time, full day tomorrow, so we're making good headway here. Let's go. So I know what you're thinking, there is absolutely no way he's gonna get this build done in 2 days, especially with cabinet doors. Those are gonna take 2 days alone just to do themselves, and that is why this video is sponsored by my friends over at Eagle Woodworking. They specialize in custom cabinet doors and drawers. They do an amazing job. Otherwise, you're right, I wouldn't be able to get this build done in 2 days. Eagle Woodworking is a veteran-owned company. They do some phenomenal work. These are my cabinet doors that I ordered from them. They came out beautifully, so you get to skip all of the hard processes of cutting, measuring, sanding. These things come ready to go. They even pre-drilled my hinge hole, so all I gotta do is pop my hinges in, hang the doors, and they're done. The ordering process is super easy. You just go on Eagle's website, input the number of doors you want, input the sizes and dimensions, then you get to pick your profiles, you get to pick your wood species, and you also can get them pre-primed if you plan to paint your cabinet doors. That saves you a ton of time right there. This will save your build days. So if you're a custom furniture maker and you're trying to increase production, outsourcing something like cabinet doors to a professional company like Eagle Woodworking is the way to go. Or if you're a homeowner and you want to replace your cabinet doors and you don't feel like you quite have the skills or time to actually build your own, go on Eagle's website, order your doors through them, let them help you with that process, and you'll be glad that you did. I'm gonna link them below in the description. Check them out. Now, let's get back to this build because clock is ticking. So I wanted to build this face frame in one solid piece because to me, it just looks better. It gives it a more custom look as a custom cabinet builder for a decade. If I could build something in one piece, I would every time. That way, if you're going in and installing cabinets, you don't want to have a seam if you don't have to. So after I sand everything down, it's just gonna look like one solid fluid face frame. So last week, my good surf prep sander just took a dump on me. It went pop and stopped working. So I've been using the DeWalt for this project, and the dust collection on this was non-existent. It's a good little starter sander if you're looking for a sander and you don't want to spend a lot of money. This is a great random orbital sander, but the amount of dust that it kicks up, my shop is covered in sawdust right now. I mean, absolutely insane. So I've decided to attach all of the cabinet carcasses together before I bring them over to the wall, and I'm going to use glue and screws for that as well. The reason I decided to do this though is because the wall is very uneven, and if I try to put these together on the wall, there's going to be uneven sections, and I'm going to be fighting against this cabinet trying to get everything lined up properly. And another benefit to me doing it this way is it's going to allow me to attach the face frame to the entire cabinet carcass, make sure everything's nice and square and it's lined up before I bring it over there to the wall. And just like everything else, I'm using some BOSSDOG glue, some brad nails, and then a couple clamps to hold it in place, and that's going to be plenty strong enough because this thing's never going to move again after it's up against that wall. Now I'm gonna give that time to dry, and I'm gonna get this wall cleared off, get this bench out of the way, get everything cleaned up. Some of these stacks of wood have literally been here for years, and this stack up here, I don't know the last time I actually touched it, so I'll probably just end up tossing that. I'm finishing up the last of the drawer boxes right now, and we're just going straight glue and brad nails for all of the drawer boxes. After all, it is shop furniture. Nobody's looking at my shop drawers to judge me on my joinery skills, but BOSSDOG Clear Dry goes on white, dries crystal clear. the best glue that you can find on the market. It's also cutting board safe. I'm using BOSSDOG Clear Dry because if I do miss some, I don't plan to sand these after. So it'll be crystal clear, hardly noticeable if you're looking at my drawers. I'm also doing it this way to save some time. I do have time to finish this project, but it's definitely gonna be dark out by the time I'm done. Still got a good amount of work to do. And that's also why I partnered with Eagle Woodworking to handle all of the doors and drawer fronts for this project. After all, those are the most time-consuming parts of any cabinet. The doors and the drawer fronts by far. Takes a lot of work and it takes a lot of sanding. And quite honestly, I don't like sanding at all. All right, base cabinet's in. It's 1:56. We still got plenty of time. Got to do our hinges, our countertops. Right now I'm getting the doors hung on the uppers. And just check these doors out real quick one more time. Take a nice look at these doors. The quality on this is awesome. I didn't have to do anything. Just put my hinges in and hang them. Saved me a ton of time. Beautiful. These ceilings on the side are 12 feet tall, so actually utilizing some higher up space for cabinets just makes this wall feel bigger. It feels so much brighter over here. I'm liking it. So I'm just gonna be going with 3/4 inch plywood birch tops, and then we're gonna add black Formica to the top of it like I did on my outfeed table in a previous build. It looks really nice. It's gonna be a great contrast to the maple on the doors. It's gonna really make this thing pop. So I'm gonna get everything secured on here because I don't want there to be any seams. Otherwise I would attach the Formica and then install it, but I don't want there to be any seams. I had to use 2 pieces here, so I'm gonna get everything attached and then apply the Formica on the actual bench top over here. If you've never used Formica before, it is a super durable laminate material that comes in sheets and it's super easy to apply. I found the best method to apply it is this contact cement, but be sure to use a mask because this stuff is super fumy and it'll have you running out of the shop quickly. You put these little strips in between the two because as soon as the Formica comes in contact with the countertop, it's going to instantly stick. So these sticks kind of give a little barrier. That way you can move it around. And then once you remove those, you can roll it out. And then the best way to trim off the excess is to use a flush trim bit on your palm router. You get a nice clean finish that way, and it looks absolutely amazing. It is 8:58 and I am almost done. I'm super exhausted but stoked at how this thing has turned out. Last step, I'm adding some of these really cool LED light strips underneath our cabinets. These are motion detected. They're magnetized right up to the top and they just stick up there. I've also got them inside our uppers. That way when you open that door, it illuminates. You can see what you're working on. Huge thank you to Eagle Woodworking for sponsoring this build. There is absolutely zero chance that I would have made this 2-day deadline without their doors and drawer fronts. Absolutely amazing products. If you guys are redoing your cabinets in your house or you run a cabinet shop, definitely check them out. I'm gonna link them below in the description. And if you guys enjoyed this build, be sure to hit that subscribe button. Thank you guys so much for sticking around and I will see you guys next time.